Robert Pollard, a clinical psychologist and professor of psychiatry here at the University of Rochester School of Medicine, where I founded and direct a service, research, and training program called the Deaf Wellness Center. I'm using sign language today because I don't like to be on film if it's not accessible to deaf viewers. And thanks to legal and educational progress over the past 20 years or so, there's an increasing number of deaf psychologists and psychology students around the U.S. and the world. I'm here today to endorse Susan McDaniel as the next president of the American Psychological Association. I know what it takes to be an effective leader in the APA. Formerly, I was chair of the Committee on Disability Issues in Psychology and a member of the board for the advancement of psychology in the public interest. I also served as one of several disability-related advisors when the APA headquarters was being built on First Street in Washington. So I've had ample chance to observe effective leaders and less effective leaders. And I'm here to tell you that Susan is the right leader at the right time for our beloved association. Susan and I are colleagues in the same department. Our association goes back at least 20 years. I've seen her serve with distinction in the triumvirate of roles that many academic psychologists undertake, all three of which are vitally important to the APA, no matter what type of psychology work you might do: clinical services, teaching, and/or research or other forms of scholarship. As founder of our department's family therapy program, Susan launched and oversaw the growth of a respected clinical service program. As a teacher, she led the initiation of a primary care psychology fellowship in our department and has mentored scores of psychology interns and fellows. As a researcher and scholar, you may know Susan best as a pioneer in the field representing the integration of behavioral health services in primary care settings, a topic that she's pursued with her typical foresight and enthusiasm for as long as I've known her. The most recent culmination of that is the special issue of American Psychologist devoted to that topic, which was published in the most recent May-June issue of the journal. My passion, of course, is disability issues, in particular those involving the sign language using deaf community. From the beginning of our association, Susan readily understood and valued my interests in this area and has repeatedly invited me to collaborate with her in both teaching and scholarship, spotlighting deaf issues within her program's training activities and inviting me to contribute a chapter to her casebook for integrating family therapy and the recent special issue of American Psychologist. In these and other ways, I have personally witnessed Susan's dedication to diversity and inclusion, whether persons with disabilities are consumers of psychological services or providers of psychological services. Moreover, Susan's experience in APA governance and her well-rounded and greatly admired psychology career makes her an ideal presidential candidate. Elsewhere, you can read about the goals that she has set for her presidential term, goals that I wholeheartedly endorse. As she has said, the world of psychology and medicine and healthcare in general are changing in ways that are opening doors for psychologists in this emerging integrated field. With Susan at the helm of our association, I will rest comfortably knowing that this issue and myriad other issues, hopes, and concerns of psychologists throughout the association will be addressed by the skilled, experienced, and competent hands of Susan McDaniel. So please do give her your vote in the upcoming presidential election.